Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Tania Dwi Pratiwi from 5BD in subject research methodology. So in this video, I would like to presentation about sampling. So what is sample? First, let's see this example. Michael is a student in poultry. He has a research about the effectiveness on online class during this pandemic in Palembang. He needs to talk to every student in Palembang, but we can see this is really impossible. So Michael have to choose a few students on which he is going to research, and on the basis of the research is going to develop a finding. He is going to draw the conclusion, and the conclusion can be general on all students in Palembang. So entire students of Palembang, they are called as a population in research methodology. But since we cannot research in population on the population, we take help of sample. So sample is a group of people chosen from the population on which the research is conducted, and the result produced by the sample is general on the population. So this is known as a sampling. Next is sampling technique. So according to Dellen 1981, there are some steps the research must be considered in determining sampling. First, determine the population. Second, search for accurate data on population units. And third, choose a representative sample. And the last is determine the adequate number of samples. Types of sampling. There are two types of sampling. First is probability sampling, and second is non-probability sampling. Okay, next I will to explain about the difference between probability sampling and non-probability sampling. First is probability sampling. Probability sampling is a sampling technique that provides equal opportunities for each element or member of the population to be selected as member of the sample. Probability sampling is when the researcher chooses a sample randomly of population. Next is types of probability sampling. So probability sampling are divided into four. First is simple random sampling. Simple random sampling is a technique for obtaining samples that are directly carried out in the sampling units. So this type is easier types of sampling, and the technique can be used if the number of the population is not too large. For example, simple random sampling are lottery, ordinal, or random number table. And the second is proportionate stratified random sampling. Is commonly used in population that have a layered arrangement. So this technique is used when the population has elements that are not homogeneous or stratified for proportion. And next is disproportionate stratified random sampling. Is used to determine the number of samples if the population is stratified but less proportional. And the last is cluster sampling. This sampling technique is used when the population does not consist of individual but consists of group, individual, or cluster. Also, this sample is used to determine the sample if the object to be studied or the data source is very broad. Next is non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling is a sampling technique that does not provide equal opportunities for every element or member of the population to be selected as samples. So if in probability sampling we have the sample from randomly population, but in non-probability sampling we choose a sample is not randomly. Types of non-probability sampling. There are six types of non-probability sampling. First is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling is a sampling technique based on the sequence of members of the population who have been given serial numbers. So this technique is usually used on design research, where a small sample is required, where each case is studied in depth. And the second is quota sampling. Quota sampling is a technique for determining a sample of population that has certain characteristic to the desired quota. And the third is accidental sampling. Accidental sampling is a sampling technique based on chance, in which anyone who happens to meet a researcher can be used as a sample, if it is deemed that the person who happened to be met is suitable as the data source. In accidental sampling, sampling isn't determined in advance. The researcher immediately collected data from the sampling unit encountered. And the last is sampling purpose or purpose sampling. Purpose sampling is sampling technique with certain consideration. From selection of group of subject in the sampling, use a specific characteristic that are considered to be closely related the population characteristic that are already known. Next is saturated sampling. Saturated sampling is a sampling technique when all members of the population are used as a sample, and also called as where all members of the population are sampled. And the last is snowball sampling. Snowball sampling is a sampling technique which is initially small in number, then the sample is asked to select its friend to be sampled. Next point is purpose of technique. According to Sugiarto in Martonote 2010, there are 4 purposes of sampling. First, if it is impossible to observe all members of the population, it can happen if the members of the population are very large. And second, observation of all members of the population can be destructive. And the third, save cost, time, and energy. And the last is able to provide accurate, more comprehensive, and in-depth information. So the conclusion is sample is part of the population to be studied, seen as an estimate of the population, not the population itself. The sample is considered to be representative of the population whose results are representative of the overall observed symptoms. Okay, I think enough. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.